Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ben and Roman webinar talking about the market overview for smart money concept. But today we have something slightly different to begin with. As you can see, it's just me right now, but actually it's not just me. I've also got a familiar face, Kata, with me. Hello, Kata.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, glad to be back. And welcome from your holiday, Ben.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It was good.
I know you went there, and I think, it's well deserved, let's say.
Thanks.
And hello to everyone. Glad to be here. It's been a while. That now Rafa is taking that part with the webinars and so on, and today it's Roman. However, this is a special day, and that's why I'm here, because we would like to give you guys some insights and some great news.
Yeah.
However,
so
Ben,
let me get started with that. So if we go back to the terminal that people know and love, what you can now see is that on the futures part, we now have added BitMart. And BitMart is our new futures exchange. It's a great exchange. It's got lots and lots of markets. As you can see by just scrolling here, hundreds of markets with, the top markets have very, very good volume. This is just me talking about it, but we've actually got someone from BitMart in the live stream. So let me welcome Rob. Hello, Rob. How you doing?
Hey, great. Thanks. Good to be here. Hey, everybody.
So how's it going with the BitMart stuff?
Pretty good. It's off to I think a pretty strong Q3 and into Q4. So we're quite pumped here. Certainly getting the team together. Everyone's getting together in New York next week. So our global team. So yeah, we're off to a great start in Q3 and looking forward to spending a great few days over the next week or so with my colleagues.
Nice. So I understand that you've been working with Kata a lot. So I will now give the mic to Kata to ask you a few questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So first of all, Rob, thank you for joining us, and also for this solid partnership. It's something that we worked for a few months, and I'm very happy that we finally were able to have the integration ready. I know there are many people looking for this integration, and they will benefit way more. And what might be interesting, probably if you can give us, a short introduction about BitMart for those that are not that familiar, and we can start with this.
So, yeah, absolutely. So for those of you that are new to the platform, we're a premier cryptocurrency exchange. So we have just over 10 million users globally, and that's within about 180 plus countries and regions, with 1,700 trading pairs and very competitive fees. So what we're all about is empowering users with innovative tools and a secure, user-friendly experience. So we're pretty thrilled to join this partnership. And I'd also like to mention, we just launched two very interesting AI tools. So one is called X Insights. It's basically a sentiment tool. You can get real-time sentiment analysis and influencer commentary to help you not just make the trades for today, but help to anticipate trends and trend lines for the future. So it's pretty cutting edge. We also have a assistant called Beacon. So I do encourage everybody to log in and check it out. Certainly very innovative. If you look across the exchange competitive set, we launched about a month ago, and we're just gearing up for volume or version 2 of these products. So net, a pretty strong platform, very secure, great community and user base. And yeah, we're just all pumped here at BitMart with this new partnership between us and Altrady.
Well, sounds great. A lot of good things in your pipeline. Then I'm glad to hear about these new features. I'm pretty sure people will be extremely happy with them, and it's nice to see that you guys you're keeping developing all the time, and you are really involved in making BitMart the best exchange out there.
If I can comment on that just quickly, we've done a lot of exchanges with their connectivities, right? And for BitMart, we're one of the first to provide such a connectivity, like with a platform like us, to BitMart. and there were a few things missing, but the team from BitMart works fast, right? So the development team, we've not had this development effort from any exchange ever. So we're very, very pleased with that.
Yeah, that's great. And we've seen, and actually you tackled something very important, Ben. We are in the market for almost 7 years. We kind of seen everything. We connected with the major exchanges, and we do have a lot of requests from a lot of exchanges to try to connect with us. And we are very picky. Why? Because for us, it's really important the security part, then the type of collaboration that we have, and we are just looking for solid partners. And those partners, they have to share the same mission and values that we have. And yeah, we found that with BitMart, so that's why we are very grateful to have this integration. I'm pretty sure that a lot of users from BitMart also, they will be very, very excited that they will gonna have access to Altrady. And of course, they're gonna enhance their trading experience. Rob, do you have something else that you want to share? I know there will be some things that we're gonna do soon. Maybe you want to tackle a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I'll just comment just quickly on the integration. I mean, I think one of the benefits, and not just for new users, but our existing users and your community, is our fast API login. So it basically creates a smoother and quicker connection, right, between your BitMart account and Altrady. It's just a few clicks. It's not super difficult to set up. So if you're a seasoned trader or someone just coming in as a newbie, it's quite intuitive and easy to use. So yeah, certainly encourage people to check that out. We also have some activities coming up. So there's a new user deposit bonus. We'll be announcing that shortly. We also have, I think, our second AMA planned for next week, so we can get into the details and do some fun campaigns and contests around that, in addition to a trading volume challenge. So that, in combination with the giveaways, I think there's a lot of exciting things coming down the pike, and certainly encourage everybody not just to jump in and start trying the integration, taking a look at the platform and product, but keep your eyes and ears open for upcoming activities.
Yeah, we have a lot of goodies prepared for you guys. And probably the last question, unless you have something else, Rob, maybe can you tell us what's on the horizon for BitMart in the next 6-12 months? I mean, where you guys are going, just to give a short overview of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's obviously going to be a very exciting Q3 and Q4 and beyond. Part of that is just because we have a host of tools and products coming out, not just to enhance the trading experience, but to really help people, do well in their journey. So, do stay tuned for that. We have version 2 of X Insight coming out, in addition to Beacon version 2, and some other things which I can't quite mention at this stage. But I think it's fair to say, with all of the AI integration and agentic methodology that's out there, we're certainly just on the cusp of that innovation curve, and you'll be seeing that reflected in product, in experiential for our users, and hopefully there'll be a pretty strong proposition to get some new people on the platform. And certainly we're all looking forward to building that out with you guys.
Sounds amazing, Rob. Well, thank you so much for joining, and for all of you guys that are here with us today, or if you are seeing the recording later on, please give BitMart a chance and try to see how that works for you. Thank you so much, Rob, for joining us.
Yeah,
it was great to have you.
Thanks a lot, Rob. And for people that don't really know where to start, if you go to Altrady and you add another account, you can just click register for BitMart if you don't have an account yet. If you already have an account, just click the Fast Connect one, and you'll be up and running in no time. And you can see your balances and your portfolio, and you get access to the smart trading on BitMart, which is obviously a huge, huge advantage for BitMart trading. All right. Well, on that note, I think it's time to get back to what the people are also waiting for, and that's the smart money concept market overview.
With Roman, and now providing the.
I have to invite Roman back into the stream now, because he had left for the time being. But
Okay.
You can
Okay,
see
then.
he's a bit
Sounds
sad in
great.
the chat, but that's okay. Thanks a lot, Rob. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, let's do a lot more with BitMart because we're really happy with the collaboration.
That's true.
All right,
Let's go. Okay.
Kata, you're off the screen. You don't see it, but
Okay.
I've just moved you away, and now I'm going to
Okay,
add
perfect.
Roman back in. So Kata, see you later.
See you. Ciao.
Bye. All right, let me get Roman back into the stream. It's always a little bit of a technical hassle to get everything running. There. Okay. Roman will be joining in a second. There he is. And if he can do the screen share. How you doing, Roman?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Did you see the announcement of BitMart?
Yeah, I actually just signed up.
yeah, because for people that don't like, for the Dutch viewers, unfortunately, it's not available in the Netherlands yet. Might come soon, but yeah, that's just up to regulations and things. But for a lot of other countries, BitMart is a great exchange. Yeah. Do you want to start sharing your screen?
Yeah, one moment. I forgot how to do that. Yeah, so I just signed up, and then I realized that maybe I should have waited for some kind of a referral code or something. But yeah, it'll be okay. But as soon as I heard about the AI features, I had to check it out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually seen it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's nice for a lot of people that like to have that confirmation, of course. Yep, and I think we're almost ready to. There we go. Okay, and your screen is showing, Roman.
Okay. Yeah, so it's been a while since we had the last stream.
Yeah, 2 weeks now.
I think so, if not more. I don't remember, actually. So yeah, let's see what's changed in the market, in the global market, in the crypto market. So yeah, as always, I'm starting with the dollar index. And we had this join for a while here. And we can see that so far it's not really going the way that I expected because of the development in the American economy.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to see how a lot of the markets, and especially altcoins and stuff, have been rising a lot. But compared to the euro value, they've not reached their all-time highs, or most of them have not reached the all-time highs yet. But so it's clearly it's clearly also an influence from the dollar, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I actually haven't checked the correlation between these and crypto. But yeah, I'll need to check that. So yeah, so far we can see that dollar keeps dropping, but I still really expect this kind of a jump up because it's necessary. But if American government keeps doing these things, that, I mean, it will probably continue dropping. But we'll see. And as we remember, when the dollar index is dropping, the crypto is usually rising. So that's good for us anyway. But yeah, this move up would be a pretty healthy move that would get much more liquidity and then generate a massive move down. So that's what I expect. We check the euro.
Yeah, the euro just keeps rising. It had a little bit of a recovery, but now it's back up.
Yeah, you can see it just retested this fair value gap, and now it continues going up. But again, I would also expect to have similar to the dollar, the move into this monthly fair value gap. So we'll see. It might be some kind of a hesitation there until it drops. But yeah, it's interesting. Like this summer is pretty different compared to previous summer. The market is not that stale as usual, so it's pretty volatile.
Yeah, but I think I think of a lot of it now also has to do like what I really noticed, because of course I also check my portfolio in the euro size as that's what I pay my mortgage in. But I noticed that a lot of it is still like not at all-time highs. Like I've had my portfolio was larger in euros a few months ago, like or half a year ago. And that's mainly to do with the fact that a lot of it has risen against the dollar, but not against the euro. I think it now reached the all-time high on euros, but or not even. No, not even. You see?
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't check this one.
Yeah. So, we might be in absolute ecstasy saying, oh, wow, Bitcoin is at 120,000, nearly touched 124. However, it did not on the euro. So that means something. Like that means something that it's more driven by dollar than actual Bitcoin at this moment. I mean, of course, it's gone up. Like from April, it's definitely retesting that all-time high if we look at the euro value. But yeah, it was something that I noticed anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting. I need to look into more details on this one. So the Bitcoin chart on the Chicago Exchange, the CME chart, again has this gap. On daily, that might be retested pretty soon, I guess.
Yeah, those weekends are really, like, you can really see them. Like they always leave such gaps.
Yeah, but again, if you pay attention, like every weekend, pretty much, there is something coming from Trump's administration, like something crazy that immediately moves the market. So yeah, and then usually on the Monday after that, it's been like rebought, but that's mostly on Forex, not on crypto for some reason. Yeah. That's what I noticed. Like a lot of these moves on euro. And find these gaps.
Blin is just saying that our platform is the best and we need to keep improving, like introducing paper trading for leverage trading on bots, even if it will be not 100%. We've been working on backtesting for futures as well, so that's similar to paper trading. So we might be able to add leverage on paper trading as well.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here, what I wanted to see, that's the total market cap chart. We can see that we've reached the new all-time high here as well. Oh, and last time, oh no, wait. I don't remember when that happened. It was just a draw in here. Didn't reach the fair value gap. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously that crypto market is growing, but what's interesting is that Bitcoin dominance is looking like this.
But again, that total market cap is in dollars, right?
Yeah.
So the market cap is rising in dollar value, but probably not necessarily in euro value, or at least not as much. But yeah, it's still rising. And the dominance, as you said, Yeah, the dominance is definitely showing.
Finally
sign.
we see some sign of reversal.
Has alt season started? Do you think that?
Yeah, last time we've seen this, it happened on November last year, right after the election in United States, and it created like 4-week long bull run. So yeah, we'll see what happens now. We have another massive drop, and that's the weekly chart. So yeah, you can see here we had like 4 weeks of bull run, but then everything just stopped and only Bitcoin went up. We'll see what happens now.
Yeah.
And then also on monthly chart, we can see this massive engulfing candle. So maybe it's time to go slightly lower for Bitcoin, pull down a bit. And that would actually correlate with my ideas on dollar index. So this move up on the dollar would be synchronized with this move down with the whole crypto.
Well, it would be really helpful if I can see some of my bags turn into less of a loss. I'm not saying that that they will reach their profit levels, but yeah, my bags against Bitcoin are significant.
Yeah, I know you had this idea of trading against Bitcoin to generate more Bitcoin, but the last couple of years was really hard to do that.
Yeah, when the ETFs came in, of course, that became a little bit more difficult because there was just more money flowing into Bitcoin, and also with the sheer amount of altcoins being traded, there's no more money going into altcoins. Like that's what we see. Like well, we can see a slight increase, but the amount of people that trade altcoins didn't really increase that much, but the number of altcoins did. So obviously it's going to spread out more, creating more illiquid markets, pushing the price down even further against Bitcoin.
Yeah, and you can see that altcoins only take like 8% of total cryptalization.
Yeah.
And when you have thousands of them, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're so cheap now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the issue, right? Everything kept sliding down. So yeah,
okay.
I've been trading more against USDT pairs now anyway, just because it's then less tied to Bitcoin. But obviously, the amplification of trading Bitcoin it's still great. If you could spot something with Bitcoin and you can make more Bitcoin, then you 100% will amplify your profits. Like it's just a guarantee, right? Bitcoin goes up, you made more profit in Bitcoin, you have more money than you could make in that market trading it against the dollar. That's just mathematically true. If Bitcoin continues to go up, which, well, we obviously think it will. I mean, there might be a correction someday to 60, 50, whatever. Then we just buy more Bitcoin, right? That's just what we keep. That's just what we do. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, so far this is the promise that we have. That's what we believe in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what I wanted to show here on this Bitcoin chart is that I had this line sitting here. I don't remember since when, like since the last stream, I guess.
Yeah, was it from a Fibonacci extension?
Yeah, it was my secret Fibonacci drawing with the new, like this is the OTE area.
Yeah.
And here I have this new zone that I used, this minus 27 level. And you can see that price pretty much exactly there.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to see.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when it breaks those levels, it always pushes a little bit further. But yeah, it was a good call to say that the price would move there.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, like I haven't really checked markets for a couple of weeks because I was sick. That I had time to do that. And last week's I spent more on Altrady instead of trading. So yeah, I don't really have any expectation right now for the market, but let's review and discuss what we see on the market and
Yeah.
what we can expect now.
Yeah. I mean, if you use this extension that we're looking at, like 132, yeah, 130. Oh, that's a nice round number.
Yeah, that's a perfect one.
Yeah. And it's still, very much possible because, or at least my expectation is that after like January, things like that things will start to cool off again. And maybe it's a little bit longer. Maybe it will be February, March, but the big correction is coming in the next few months. Or the next year, next year at least.
Yeah, so having a push to these levels would be pretty good, but I don't really know when to expect that. Like, is it coming soon, or will it have a better, like, deeper correction before going there? I have no idea, but so far I can see these areas on the way down. So we have this huge weekly fair value gap. That will be the first area to support the price. And we just need to observe the reaction as soon as price gets there.
Yeah. And would you say for the weekly that it needs to be like roughly to 50% line, or?
What I mean for long position?
Yeah. Yeah. So that it needs to go like to 112-ish, 113.
I don't know. Like, it doesn't really matter on the weekly as well. Like, we can just look historically. Like, yeah, this one was pretty much fulfilled. But as you can see here, it just touched here and went up to set a new all-time high.
Yeah, and the other
So
one
yeah, what I mean is that. Excuse me.
The other one, the green one, is still open.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so price didn't get there. Yeah, I would expect that this would be some kind of a major support area at some point. So if we see this deeper correction, it will probably get there before going up. But again, as I said, we need to see what price does in this closest fair value gap. So this is weekly fair value gap. And with weekly, you can just switch to 4-hour chart and then again just look for this shifts and maybe have a long position here. But if we see that it just goes through this weekly fair value gap, we also have daily fair value gap here. So if we see that market just ignores this, doesn't react, then we can expect a deeper correction. So the first level would be here, I guess.
Oh, we're going back into the 90s again if that happens.
Yeah, it would be a pretty healthy move, I guess. Like, market needs to scare the people off, make them sell,
yeah,
and then milk the rest of the money at the top. So they really want you to sell here if price drops, but then price will go up and they want you to buy here again, where they will sell.
You say it like it's like almost a certainty that we will do that, but that's exactly what the stream is for, right? So that we anticipate those moves and we trade against them. So we actually join them in loading our bags at the bottom and selling it at the top.
Yeah, like the whole idea of trading is like, at least with this smart money strategy, is not about guessing, it's just having the idea, the plan. Like, we have these points of interest, and if we see price reversal in this point of interest, we just buy along with the market. If we see that this area is being ignored, then we just short to the closest target. So we just need to have a couple of plans and act according to them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, like historically, August was pretty
Usually pretty
bad
boring, right?
Yeah,
Like
it was boring and usually pretty bad for.
If you go to the Market Explorer, you can see or you can just click the button. I think the price list is in there.
Actually,
You just can click at the top. That's also a way to go. Yeah, for people that don't know this, like we have the monthly returns, so you can see what August was doing. So 3 years in a row, it's been pretty bad. Yeah. July is historically a good month, and it's been a very good month.
Yeah, that's true. And it's interesting that previously September was pretty bad, but last few years it was more or less okay. And then we can see this
and then
October.
along came October. So basically, what we could do is we could load up in August, do dollar cost averaging in August, and sell it all in October.
Yeah, I mean, this would work.
There's a pretty high chance that it will work.
Yeah, let's see some other markets. But I suppose they are pretty much the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened? So yeah, I would really expect to have some kind of a correction. I would really love to see that, because it would make a lot of sense. And now, as we have this context with the August performance, it makes even more sense.
Yeah, it makes even more sense that August will dip into the weekly, monthly fair value gap. And then push it all up in September and October.
Yeah, I mean, I would really love to see this swing being taken out.
Yeah, might even be an idea to sell a bit and then buy it back later. If you don't have more, if you're not sitting on cash, then that could be something to do. I don't know. I'm tempted to do something like that. Obviously,
We need to ask the BitMart AI.
Yeah. Obviously, you need to do your own research, but yeah.
Yeah, I need to check that. I'm really curious. Okay. What else do we have? Yeah, this Bitcoin and Ethereum chart.
Yeah, Ethereum has just been blasting it for the last, months, really. Like, as soon as it hit that rock bottom, it was like, go. But even from April, like, it's massive. Yeah.
Yeah, it was this liquidity that I expected it to take out.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
No. I mean, it was an order block, I think.
Yeah.
At least enough to push the price up. And yeah. I mean, I'm also like a holder of Ethereum, and again, it's against the euro, it's doing okay, but still not the nowhere
Not
near.
the all-time high.
Nowhere near.
I mean, it's not at all-time high even on dollar.
It's
chart.
not. No, it's not. But
Not even close.
but on euro, it's got even more to go. Like, we've actually got some orders on. It's paper trade.
Yeah, that's paper.
Good morning, Joselle.
Yeah, so I wanted to see this. Our futures chart. So we had a couple of alerts, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I saw a few alerts on BNB, and what else did I Solana, I think I saw go.
Yeah, we'll check that. But so far you can see, like, again, if we just go back to smart money strategy, we've had this weekly shift that we mentioned around this time in May. And then we had this, what's that, monthly fair value gap, but it's also weekly fair value gap. So just retested fair value gap and then continued going up. And yeah, these shifts on higher time frame, they provide pretty good confirmation.
Yeah, I mean that was such a good trade. If you got the monthly fair value gap, I mean, was it a lower one as well, like 4 hour?
Let's see. I mean, on 4 hour, you could have. There was no way to enter on 4 hour.
Well, we don't normally enter on 4 hours, do we? But if it was,
I mean, like if you combine weekly time frame with 4 hours,
yeah,
then
true.
you could enter. Like, it's pretty good strategy for spot positions. Could be a pretty good one.
That's a
spot.
Yeah, it's a massive target. But it's a long trade on the monthly, right?
Yeah, but there's a swing position that might take a couple of months. So,
Yep.
So yeah, let me check what's happening here on daily. Just
It's like a range. Like
what?
It formed that range again.
Where? Which one?
The
like
on the
the
daily.
global one?
Yeah. Oh, where's my mouse?
I mean this.
No, that's a high. That would be very high. Like this part is the range.
Yeah, that was the range.
And it's interesting to see those the real breakouts and then touching breaking down to the low party. So this was the short opportunity right here, right?
Yeah. I still didn't really figure out how to trade ranges. I still need to practice and backtest a lot for this.
Yeah, no, we'll stick to our fair value gap and interest points of interest for now. In the backtest, they've been doing well. So
what's interesting that there was a weekly fair value gap, this one, and it didn't provide any reaction at all.
It just really wanted that target at the 3,600.
Yeah, I think so.
What is it? 3,700 actually.
Yeah, it was 37.
But it is really an unsustainable move like this. It has to go back down. Well, there's plenty of places to return to on the daily.
Oh yeah.
I see 3 fair value gaps. Same on the 4 hour.
Yeah, I don't really know where it can stop after this move.
Where will it end?
Well, probably this weekly fair value gap that becomes the inverse fair value gap. So this can be a good way to stop, a good place to stop.
Well, it's definitely the lowest point of this swing. So, like, like balance wise, it makes a lot of sense for it to move back into that one.
Yeah, so if we take this swing,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be pretty good to see the reaction from here. But yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure what to do. Like, but after taking out this swing high,
Well, I mean, the trend is
maybe-
still up, so we can't look for shorts.
there is like 4-hour shift, so maybe there could
Yeah.
be some kind of a short-term short positions. Maybe.
But it is, yeah. So you have the shift, so you don't have the change of character yet,
Yeah.
right? So it's very tricky to trade this trend reversal. As the global trend is going up, it might be more sensible to stick with longs for now. So just have to wait till it enters that fair value gap that you may have sold into if you've taken the short, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, it's interesting to see. I didn't really trade a lot recently. I just opened one short position. I think it was today on Indo.
Yeah, no, I think my most recent trading has been with the with the quick scanner for now. We've been doing those on the Thursday afternoon. So far, pretty successful.
Oh, it should be pretty good. Yeah, I had positions, something like this, maybe. I don't remember what was the target.
It's 4 hour. So
Let's see.
I don't know, maybe even the liquidity here.
It was 87. Yeah, there was this weekly fair value gap. So yeah, I have something like this opened on my live account.
Okay, so you're expecting the price to move there.
Yeah, but I didn't really do a lot of analysis. I just opened the chart, I saw the setup, and I just went for it. So I took out this liquidity. I actually sold a lot on spot, so I had a good position on spot, so I purchased something around here, and I sold exactly at this sweep. Tonight it happened. So yeah, now after that, I was just selling, shorting a little on futures.
Mhm.
And I'll probably buy back on spot here as well in this area.
Yeah, it's looking like a solid move. And obviously, it's just the risk reward ratio is there. So
And here's the range again.
yeah, so you could even argue that it might go lower, but yeah, maybe splitting the
Yeah,
targets.
if we see that move that we discussed on Bitcoin, then yeah, it's easy to
41%.
take this one.
It always amazes
So,
me
yeah.
when I see those percentages. Like,
Okay, so what else do we have?
yeah, so we had Solana break this. That's probably where we had our alert. Do you have the alerts visible?
We should be. Yeah. Nope. No alert.
Maybe it was on my personal account, not the demo account. I do remember sitting. It was BNB, I think, Binance Coin. But yeah, we can see a nice new fair value gap forming here. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're halfway in the week, so things can still change. But it looks like it's going up, so it's not gonna drop all the way down. If it does, it'll be one hell of a candle.
Yeah, again, these expectations that I have are usually pretty extreme, and they didn't happen.
Maybe you need to look at it in the lesser extreme setups.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, on the weekly, it makes sense to have this sweep of this liquidity. But if we look on daily, then we can see that there was this sweep, and there is no need for weekly sweep.
Yeah.
So that's probably the reason.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see that real nice Quasimodo move, right? Go down, down, up, and then up.
Yeah. Yeah, even on daily, you could enter this.
Yeah. Well, target is not there yet, but
Yeah, so if we go back to weekly, so what I would expect from this one, it depends on the global situation, of course. Like if Bitcoin drops as we expect, then it will not work. But like this move, pretty much like it makes sense to revisit this fair value gap weekly as soon as it forms by the end of the week, and then continue to this one.
yeah,
Or maybe
it would be a very
we'll
nice
finally
balanced move, actually.
Yeah, so we can see either this one at some point. So yeah, there are two possibilities. I'd say.
I'm more in favor of this one because then you have those really nice higher lows forming. Whereas if it does this, then you get a lower low, which could be, you know, especially here, it could be if it's just a liquidity sweep, it's okay. But if it's a close below this, then it could be a continuation actually to go down.
Yeah. But yeah, it may be a fake out. But again, if we look at the drop, so it's similar to Ondo. So around 40% drop is possible if we again compare it to Bitcoin that can drop
In August,
almost 20%.
The
Then,
August
yeah,
drop is real.
Why not altcoins? Why not drop 40%?
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, like currently, I've reduced risks on all my trades. Like I don't really trade a lot, but I also reduced risks so that I don't lose too much, because it's really hard to predict the moves now. Like as the market was going up, there were some pretty good opportunities, but unfortunately, I was away. I wasn't able to trade.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking like it's about to reach those targets where we can either see a continuation or a reversal. So it's just waiting, like what will it do, and just be mindful of the trades that you take. So I think reducing the risk is actually a good thing.
Yeah, I really expected Solana to reach this 220 level. I think I still have it on spot with the target around here.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else do I have?
Doge. Yeah. It's also like those parabolic moves. It just like having August go down just makes so much sense now. If you look at these charts, there has to be a correction for the move that June, July did.
Yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense. And then if this kind of liquidity remains here and price goes down, then it creates liquidity next to fair value gap, which is much stronger target.
Yeah.
It would be really interesting to trade.
If you can get this fair value gap right here.
Yeah, it's pretty possible. If not even taking out this lower low.
Yeah. And daily, do we already have shifts?
Daily,
Not
no.
on daily. For
hour.
Not really, no. It's here.
Just here.
Yeah. It's almost about to happen. So it's interesting that, like, well, this fair value gap was filled, but there was no target here, probably. Like, you couldn't have entered on this one.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe like something like this makes sense to me. Taking out this internal liquidity and then going down.
Yeah. Yeah, so if the ratio is there for the entry in here, could be a nice trade. Nice first week of August trade or something.
Yeah.
Although we still have like a week of July left, so yeah.
So we have BNB. We didn't check.
Yeah, BNB just reached all-time high.
Oh, nice.
On dollar, right? If you look at the euro. Probably have to select a spot, yeah. Yeah, see, nowhere near.
Yeah, it's interesting. Need to check the correlation.
So I think it's really important to check the dollar index. To keep an eye on that, to see if there's any reversal on that, because
Yeah, and to be honest, I had a conversation with some traders from the courses that I took, and those who trade Forex and they did trade like just euro dollar, and they only looked at this euro dollar chart, they say that it is pretty much impossible to find a position if you only look at this chart now. So what they usually do is that they look for the position on dollar chart and then just reverse it for euro, because like dollar chart has clear fair value gaps that are being filled and then reverses in the fair value gaps, while on euro you do not see these fair value gaps. So yeah, it's becoming really tricky to trade. But mostly dollar is just moving everything now. Like everything follows the dollar, so you really need to observe it. The chart. Yeah, so we can try to compare it. Yeah, sometimes for some reason, Bitcoin is going up together with the dollar.
Yeah, but the overall trend is still like Bitcoin going up and the index going down.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But it's just, yeah, to me, it was just so interesting to see the difference between reaching all these new all-time highs on altcoins and Bitcoin and, well, not Ethereum, but, and then looking at the euro value and like, yeah, nope, nowhere near. But to be fair, it could also be because the euro was at a low point as well, probably during the time of the all-time highs of the altcoins. So we're really like, we're comparing it to the current day euro, but actually the current, like in the past when the all-time highs were reached, then the euro was also lower against the dollar. So yeah,
let's check that.
it could just mean that as soon as that dollar is going to regain its value, that those altcoin prices against euro are just going to soar, and you're going to get new all-time highs there as well quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah. So when Bitcoin was around 109,000, euro was at the lowest point in the last couple of years. So yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
And then euro went up 15% and Bitcoin just 6%. So it's more about euro being much stronger at this moment.
Yeah, but still,
Bitcoin.
like for people that are trading or that are holding in euros, might not be a bad idea to just trade the USDC markets and hold your dollar until it reverses back down, and so you can convert. So basically, right now you're trading against the dollar because you get a high price in dollar value, and then you wait for this to return, and then you convert it back to euros, and then you have that amplified effect from dollar to euro as well.
Yeah, if your goal is to accumulate euros.
Yeah, for a lot of Europeans, that's well, if you want to like buy something from your crypto money, otherwise you can just leave it in the market and continue to play with it. But if you're looking for, I don't know, maybe that expansion on your house, or a new bathroom, new kitchen, or something like that, and you wanted to use some crypto funds for that, which is obviously great if you manage to do that, then looking at it right now, because if we are reaching to points where Bitcoin will drop against the dollar significantly, and you've sold a little bit to dollars, then converting those dollars back to euros when it reaches this point, you get a little bit more out of your dollars. Whereas if you sell them right now, that's a 10% drop. I don't know, how much is it?
5, 6.
Yeah, well, it starts a little bit high. Oh yeah, from there. Yeah, 5-6%. Yeah, so that can be significant, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder how pairs to euro perform in terms of smart money, like how the moves are there. Did you check any of these markets?
Not really. I mean, I've checked BNB, Solana, and so my main holdings is in Ethereum, Solana, BNB, and Bitcoin. Really, that's. I do have a little bit of Link now as well, but I mean, obviously, my most significant value is Bitcoin and actually BNB, just because I had it for such a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, just curious to see how it works with the fair value gaps, the euro chart. Does, sometimes if USDT doesn't have like clear shifts or something, or clear liquidity sweeps, then Euro might have, and maybe it will be even easier to trade like this. So just as I said, how traders trade on Forex just based on the dollar chart instead of Euro, then maybe it would make sense to observe like Euro chart and then switch to Solana USDT and just buy here because you see that it has to go up.
Right. Yeah. If you think that another coin is actually leading the price discovery, then maybe trading it in that. But you can still trade it in a different quote currency, of course. That's very true. All right. It's been an hour now. We've talked about a lot of markets, so we're all up to speed again. So I think that can conclude our market overview for today, or for this week, actually. I don't think, if there are any questions, then please feel free to ask them. We still have a couple of minutes to answer a quick question. And I also want to take the opportunity to invite you for tomorrow's webinar again, where I think Rafa did a really great job last week while I was on holiday. And I think he's got something to explain to me. So I'm going to be hearing about tomorrow, and we're going to be doing our best to get another decent bit of profit in 1 hour. It's scalping to the max. We really only have 1 hour. We open and close all our trades within that 1 hour, and we see how much profit we get. It's very interesting to watch. I'd say so. I mean, I'm watching it and I'm finding it very interesting. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow at 2 o'clock UTC time. So I'd like to invite you all to join that. Also, obviously, join our Discord server where we can talk with each other live. And if you have any questions to Roman, he's always there to answer any questions about the smart money concept. And yeah, as always, like and subscribe. I mean, really like this video because, you know, we had BitMart, great. And now we had the market overview, also great. So it deserves a like. Don't you think, Roman?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. In an hour? No, it's tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. At 2 p.m. UTC. So on that note, I will wish you all a pleasant remainder of your day, evening, or morning. And then we'll see you again tomorrow, or otherwise next week, with another backtesting session on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We haven't done that in a while, so let's do that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.